Well, Randy, we're going to have fun talking about soil, and we're going to talk about tools for measuring moisture, as well as soil temperature, as well as pH. So
Yes.
these are things that people sometimes get caught up on, you know?
Absolutely.
You know, we say the finger test, and some people don't get it. So,
Right.
you know, there's simple tools.
Yeah, we've all started somewhere.
Yes.
When you start your garden, you have to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
And you don't know everything when you're first starting out. And there are some key things that we have to focus on if we want a healthy garden.
Absolutely. Be
Unit.
it flower, vegetable.
Flower, vegetable,
Inside or
or out.
Right.
House, deck, patio, or apartment.
Yes.
We can grow whatever we want. We just have to make sure the conditions are well for what we're trying to grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So with your help, I would like to show some things that will improve your gardening conditions.
Let's get
So
going.
let's start off with moisture.
Yes, the most important, because if you don't have moisture, you don't have a
Right.
plant.
And if you have too much moisture, you don't have a plant.
Correct.
So we want to kind of balance that out. And over here I have some tools. This is basically a rain gauge that you would sit out in your yard, and you can monitor the moisture
Yes.
from the rain that comes in from Mother Nature. You know, Mother Nature does how she wants to do
Yep.
when she wants to do it. So
Exactly.
this is a good way of monitoring how much you get, because some areas have more rainy seasons than others.
Correct.
So do you use anything like this?
I do, and you know what else I do? I write in on my calendar on my phone how much rain fell that day.
There you go.
So that I can, and I put rain, so that I can just hit search, and it up pops all the rain that has fallen.
Yes, and that's a good point. Always keep a log of what you're growing.
Absolutely.
I can't stress that enough for new gardeners. Just get you a little notebook and just write down
Jot down
certain
notes.
things, because it'll come back next year and you'll
It
be
will.
like, I remember what happened with
Yeah.
that.
Well, let's move along, my
Yes,
friend.
also you have moisture gauges.
Yes, these little meters. You know, I didn't put a lot of credibility in these in the beginning, but I understand their value now.
Yeah, there are different types, different varieties. Some read better than others,
Yeah.
but it's just depending on,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
what you can afford and
What you can use them
what
for.
you can use them for. So we like to take these and put them down in our house plants.
And in our potted outside plants, too.
Yeah, and this is the outside plant, I'm sorry. This is an outside plant. These are some pansies.
Yeah.
And you would just press it down in there, and the gauge would read the moisture for you.
Right. Well, we've got some other gauges, too, to read
Yeah,
other things. So let's
absolutely.
move on.
Now we want to talk about temperature.
Yes.
Temperature with your soil is very important. You don't
Absolutely.
want it too hot, you don't want it too cold. You have to look out for your frost date. I tell people always look online and find out your frost dates.
Right. But also, I tell people, check your soil temperature.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
So
as you can see,
we've got a
they
nice
come in
temperature.
all different sizes, shapes. This is a basic, almost looks like a turkey thermometer.
It does. It does.
But it gauges the moisture, the temperature of your soil, and it's always good to have. Also, if you have a compost bin, you want that temperature to get about at least 150
At the very most.
at the
about
very most.
130 to 150.
Now this is a long
Perfect for compost.
gauge, yes.
Too long for soil. So-
Right, because your compost pile is normally going to be
Yeah.
a big pile.
Yeah.
So this is good for that.
And then another wonderful gauge we have is our is our pH.
Yes.
And I'm going to show you 3 different types. There's clay soil.
Thank you.
Here's garden soil, and here's potting soil.
All right,
Okay? And we've got different pH monitors, correct?
absolutely.
So we have, you want
Tell
to
us
go?
about this one.
Well, this is a pretty high-tech one. It's one that professionals use, and
Mm-hmm.
it's got these plates right here that you put all the way into your soil, and you let it sit there for a few minutes, and it will tell you the pH of your soil, and it's very precise.
Amazing.
It's a wonderful gizmo.
Amazing.
Yes, you just
Now-
press the button, which is
Uh-huh.
right here, and then give it a few minutes. So there's
Okay,
that one.
it's reading. And for those of you who don't know what pH is,
Yeah.
it's monitoring the acidity and the alkalinity of your soil.
Correct.
A lot of plants like your peppers and your tomatoes, all those things, they're more toward the acid. So-
Slightly, ever so slightly, with middle being 7.
Yes, so most people gauge from 0 to 14, with 7 being in the middle. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind when gauging your pH.
Well,
now
we have
another way,
1 minute left, my friend.
Okay.
So we've got a
we
speed
use
race through
these
this.
test strips, as you can see.
Uh-huh.
Now we've already tested these,
And we found out that
and they come with a monitor. just like so. You want to put it up against there like that. Well, turn it the right way.
Yeah,
And you can gauge your pH, you guys.
right.
As you can see, this is about a 4.5.
Yep.
So we're going to move on.
For those who don't feel comfortable with any of this, Virginia Tech, as well as local labs, will test your soil for you. And the best way to do it is to take different samples from your garden, mix it together, and then put that into the kit. You can get these kits at your local library. It's
Okay.
through our Virginia Cooperative Extension Agency.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome agency.
Yay, Virginia Tech and Virginia Cooperative Extension and Virginia State University, too.
Yes.
Good.
Hopefully that helps you guys out when getting your garden started,
Yes.
whether you're new, beginner, or an expert.
They're low-tech things, but they sure help us all.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Randy.